wanted to comment that...
Comment from Rob in the back?
There is a value to symbolic action.
There is a value to symbolic action.
What needs to be done is educate people.
What needs to be done is educate people.
If Carbondale wants to take leadership on that...
If Carbondale wants to take leadership on that effort,
then more power to them.
Then more power to them. We can set examples for each other. You, sir.
Rich Petter. I'm a local attorney like Rich, and I just want to...
Rich Petter is a local attorney.
And I just wanted to say it's a very uphill battle.
Very uphill battle.
But there are, and just at a thought, there are issues which a county can attack in principle.
There are issues a county can attack in principle.
As Rich said, under health and safety.
As Rich said, under health and safety.
Because this is not so different than battles over water rights.
Because this is not so different than battles over water rights.
And those battles have been fought before. There is precedent for them.
Those battles have been fought before, and there are precedents.
So I'm not researching it. I'm just saying, and it's probably a quixotic battle, but this is, you have to fight a quixotic battle in a case like this.
I just want to add to Bob.
Could people just go up to the microphone and, and talk?
And also, we also wanted to also know if are there anybody from Saline, White, Hamilton, Wayne, or Gallatin County here?
Yeah.
Gallatin, sorry. And White.
It's Gallatin.
Yes, White should be up there. It is up there.
I guess I just want to add to what Bob said about symbolic action and what the woman at the back said about going to council, because something very symbolic and practical that we can do is reduce the demand for natural gas here in Carbondale. And the council can do that. One way they could do it is by offering a subsidy for people to change over to solar and to, somebody else mentioned about, you know what I'm saying.
I just wanted to follow up on about counties. There have been counties, and I don't know names off the top of my head right now, but there are counties in the U.S. that have banned it and that have been upheld by the judges in the state. So it is possible. Jackson County could ban it and be proactive because we are not far away. So hopefully these counties could ban it in addition to the state, but we can start at the county level. North Carolina, for example, has laws already in place that is keeping it from North Carolina. So Illinois could create those laws before it happens. So it can be done. We can do it.
Please introduce yourselves.
My name is Ryan Stevens. I'm a graduate student in Carbondale on environmental resources. And I would say just going along with the symbolic act, like we're a university town, and I think just legitimizing that maybe the city of Carbondale making a statement that we regard fracturing as an unsafe activity that does damage groundwater would be a great first step. Because when these people, these people could see all the scientific research and everything, but if they're seeing that the city of Carbondale, as a university, is saying, we regard this as unsafe, just as a statement alone, that could be a powerful trigger in educating people to the safety concerns, saying that a whole group of people say, the whole city says, we see what's happening here. I'm just saying that.
I just wanted to also offer in that light that possibly banning it on a county level would add support to other counties and in solidarity and movement of solidarity. And in terms of toxicity, to be looking at this as if it doesn't affect us and our children is to deny the fact that we're all people and it's all us and it's all our children.
Hi, my name is Russ Hinckley, and I work for as a programmer for an environmental engineering firm, which I can't mention for proprietary reasons. But I did work on a program for the city of Phoenix, where they took the survey of their industrial and residential and commercial customers, classified their waste products, and then were allowed to set rates for their water treatment on the basis of the classification of waste rates. Now, I believe the authority for that came out of the original change to Clean Water Act that occurred in the 1990s. There might be an avenue through that to make the use of fracturing, if we can use that kind of authority to force disclosure and force cost of treatment analysis on the fracturing companies to essentially make it economically infeasible to do fracking. And by raising the cost for the cost of treatment and putting those cost requirements on them. The problem that we have with pollution is that it's an externality and people, an external cost that no one is forced to pay for. And the only way to solve that problem is to actually make the source of that pollution paid for by the people that produce that pollution. And that's what the city of Phoenix did with their wastewater rates program that I worked on. I believe there may be an avenue in through that if there's somebody who in this area that understands or knows anything of the laws in Illinois that are related to the ability to set rates. If you can raise the cost of water treatment to them high enough, it will become economically infeasible to drill for natural gas in southern Illinois or just about any other place if they're forced to pay for that externality at the cost at which it would cost to treat that water. So that might be a strategy that could be pursued, and there may already be the legal rights outside of this 2005 law in the I think it was the energy. Yeah, it was the 2005 energy bill that excluded the EPA from doing that. But going to wastewater treatment rates, that's going outside of the EPA. That has nothing to do with the EPA in terms of regulating the actual amounts. So the thing is that if you make the cost of natural gas is falling right now, so if you can push the cost of extraction high enough, then they won't do it because all companies are out there to make a profit, and if we can make it so that they cannot make a profit, if they're forced to pay for the cost that they will have for the treatment of the water that they use, then there may be the possibility to stop this. Just throwing that out.
We also need to be careful because these companies are known to dump. You know, dump into streams, dump into ponds, dump into rivers, so onto roads. So we need to keep that in mind as well.
My name is Barney Bush. I'm chair of the Vineyard Indian Settlement down on the Saline County, Polk County line. There are a number of things that I've heard here tonight that make a lot of sense in a civilized society. Unfortunately, when it comes to money, this society is not very civilized. It'll do whatever it does, whatever it needs to do, at the risk of the water, the air, the earth. This is one of the highest areas of respiratory diseases, by the way, in the North America. This whole area, including Western Kentucky. And most of it is due to the coal dust that is pervasive in the air. Now, when we're in council at the Vineyard Indian Settlement, we talk about a number of things in relationships to how we feel about the earth and how we feel about the land. And there is, of course, the intellectual